Howdy, folks. We're back with another episode of Tales of the Ivory Tower. Huzzah!
Woo!
Yay!
Much enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Listen, I have to be careful how much I enthuse, okay? You know, listen, just because I am an object with sentience does not mean I have to, flex too much on that realm, so.
I mean, to be fair, he is forcing us all to do this.
Oh, you guys aren't getting paid for this? Cool. All right.
I knew it. You tricked me with the exposure trick again, Peter.
Hey, you want to play a tabletop game for exposure?
For exposure.
You see, my night is. Go on.
No, sorry. You go first.
My night has now already been made before we even started the game because Qui-Gon Bowers in the chat is referencing a joke that I did last week. I have noticed. Validation is mine.
And the tabletop players union is gonna throw a conniption when they hear about this.
I know.
You're gonna pay so many fines, Peter.
Yeah, because totally. You're right. I'm screwed.
Speaking about things being overdue, there's something we forgot to do at the end of last session.
That is correct. One of you, you need to assign somebody to roll an awesome up die to see if you guys awesome up after the end of the last session, because we forgot that at the end of the session.
Yeah, so
you have to roll equal to or less than the number of nexuses of power you are attuned to. You are attuned to 1.
Yeah. Okay, so let's who do we assign to do the roll? Well,
Word has volunteered. I am fine with this.
That's fine.
I don't care.
So just
That's
D6?
D6,
Yeah, just
straight
slash
D6.
R and D6, yeah.
So it needs to be 1?
1 or less.
It needs to be at roll, yeah. Make sure to roll a 0.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
all right.
Next time you roll, you get the difficulties reduced. It becomes a 2 or less next time.
Yeah. So basically,
Then
right.
it's a
So
3 or
basically,
less, then I think it caps at 3 or less. It might be 4 or less. I'll look it up.
12 or less. I think is a pretty typical point to cap it off at.
Technically, if you manage to get to 12 or less, I will happily give you an awesome up at that point. I promise.
It's like roll a D6. I got an 8 for some reason.
Now that's what happens when you throw the die so hard that it splits, and so then you get
right.
Which is still impressive because if you split a die, I don't know how it comes up more than 7, but very carefully, I guess.
Yeah. I guess it could land this. No, that wouldn't work either. Never mind.
You throw the dice so hard that the sides shave themselves off, and so
if it splits straight down on the diagonal,
you get a 7.5. I think is the best you could pull off.
I guess you could throw it so hard that the corner sticks in the table, so you've got.
Sorry, no, 8.5. You get 8.5 in theory.
No, I like that. You throw so hard, quarter sticks in, and so all 3 faces are upwards.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you roll a 15.
You are capable of rolling a 14, I believe, is the worst you could do then. Nope.
Okay.
15. You're correct.
Yes.
All right. But at any rate, you do not awesome up this session. Therefore, we do not have to deal with that right now. All right. Cool.
We
if we remember to do it at the end of the session, you can awesome up between sessions.
Yes.
Shocking.
All right. When we last left off. Sorry.
I'm gonna go find a die and see how I can split it. Hang on. No, you guys have You guys have started me doing theoreticals. I do this to Nicole all the time. Like we'll be watching TV and a math thing comes up.
You can go
and I've got to pause it.
Yeah, you can go straight down diagonally through the 3, and you can get 5 and a 6. You can get 11.
Where are our board games? Hang on. Go ahead. You guys
In any case, let's just get started, Peter.
So, before I forget, I did want to share one thing. You can see a small image version of it there, but Eric did do a sketch of Mange, and I want to share the full size image because,
it's a very good picture.
Yes.
He's a giggle dog.
Yes, he is. All right. So
I never set this Monopoly game up.
Oh no, you didn't set a Monopoly game up, Nick. Whatever will you do?
Yeah, I've still got loved ones.
We'll decide. Okay, go on.
When we last left off, You had defeated. Hang on, I forgot to actually. I know what I forgot to do. Where's stupid thing? There's stupid thing. There we go. Yes, sir. You drove off Sir Avalonius and his merry band. Or rather, you captured them. You made Sir Avalonius look like a goddamn moron. Let's be real. Not that that's hard.
I imagine we didn't capture all of the men, but we captured the generals, so to speak.
We captured the principals.
Yeah.
You captured the principals and a number of the men at arms.
The mooks are forced to play. They're being tortured by playing. No. Playing chess with increasingly more obscure rules being interjected as they play it. To see how they respond. Wizard chess, right? The rules are made up partway through.
When you move a knight into this square, you have to roll a d4 plus a d6.
What
That tells you what percentile table you have to roll on for the effect.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite little jokes from Parks and Rec is when Ben is explaining the Cones of Dunshire game he invented, and he says, "You roll dice to see how many dice you roll."
Wow.
I mean, they have that in 40K.
Yeah.
Clearly, that was a Games Workshop. Just jab right there.
That's exactly the sort of thing that's the sort of mechanic that happened a boatload in the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah.
At any rate, so you drove off. You dealt with Sir Avalonius, and then where did I write her name down? Cynthia, I think.
The princess.
Yes,
yeah,
Cynthia.
Cynthia, yeah.
Of the
former
princess of
princess.
Kingdomia. Let me just jot this in my note. My tech. I have it written down on paper. I did not have it written down in my notepad doc that I'm keeping. Oh, that's the issue. I flipped the wrong direction. Okay, there we go. All right, so Cynthia, Princess of Kingdomia, has arrived at the tower and looking for employment, which is, a trifle odd. It's not generally common behavior for most princesses, at least not in any of your experiences. Not that you have a lot of experience with princesses. Caedrix was more than happy to hire her on because she apparently actually, knows her shit.
Mm-hmm.
And likes spending time in the library.
Yes, actually. She likes books and, magical theory and shit. And having someone to talk magical theory with would be kind of nice for Caedrix.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she just gets bored and starts eating books.
The golem is just content being theoretically magical,
What I want to know is at what point is it the minions trying to help out their boss or the minions trying to set up their boss?
That seems unlikely. He is dead.
Yeah. He's cool. He's undead. I mean, come on.
At any rate, she did mention that she was fleeing. She did leave her fiance in the lurch, as it were, and mentioned there's a distinct chance her family might post a reward for her. Might find a way might send people to rescue her. Especially given that sort of traditionally, rescuing a princess from a monster or a dragon is usually, reward of betrothal and half the kingdom is the general sort of going rate, as it were.
Yeah.
Best plan. Killing nobles is good. Then serfs have all things that they make is good. Yes, we are killing nobles.
Yeah, we did some planning off screen just for those of you who are listening to decide what we were going to do here. We still haven't 100% settled on what we're going to do.
Yes, I'm hoping you'll discuss this in character, maybe.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I have to explain. a lot of the playing we did off screen had to be out of character thinking for some of us because we were just coming up with if our plans were in character, then for example for Mange and for Diesel they would just be kill everyone who tries to come and save her. So
Well, no, Mange has a Mange's plan is much more preemptive.
oh yeah,
Yes.
Mange was just like we kill everyone who could potentially come and try to get her.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, Eric, you should reiterate it,
That
Eric.
bird over there is looking really heroic right now.
No, we are killing nobles. Then peasants are getting to keep all that they're making. They are owning production. It's good for them. Yes.
Like Ignatius just goes and gives him the biggest high five.
Well,
Mange
So
might be
you
a little bit of an
flag
anarcho-socialist.
Soviet
little
flag
bit.
drops behind them.
well, at least he's not an anarcho-capitalist. Anyways,
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck
Also
everyone,
called an
make
asshole.
money.
I could make
All
another
right.
joke, but I'm going to abstain and wait for us to actually be able to be in character.
Yeah, okay, so I guess that we're probably still where we left off at the end of last session.
Yes,
as
you
we
are.
were
That
just
is
told
roughly where
what
we
to
left
do,
off.
so-
You've been told
Okay.
what to do and to come up with a
Well,
plan.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Specifically,
Well, we've been
Skitch,
told take care of it, basically.
Yeah, I was told to
the
take
boss
care
said,
of it.
come up with a way to handle the situation. I'm going to put this in your hands, Rocky.
And the golem, when told this, sort of like stands. Oh, geez. They have like an expression that is, what is it? Pained, confused. Wait, what am I talking about? There's no face, so there's no expression.
I was going to require you to explain.
Body posture can convey some of that.
Listen, okay. Listen, okay. Imagine the face be kind of like a hue lamp that can like change colors and pulse a little bit at times.
Oh, that's adorable.
And so that's how it can express emotion effectively.
You're a mood ring.
So what I'm hearing here is that whenever you do business, you turn purple.
I don't get the joke, but I'll let that
That is a
sit
Star
there.
Control 2
Anyways,
reference.
Yes, it is.
listen, Peter, you know very damn well that the Star Control I know most about is the worst fucking one in the franchise.
I'm aware.
See, we could set it up so that your face displays emojis.
I'm also
No.
just remember the murderous face.
You stop that. One, the golem was not designed with that sort of intentionality. Two, it wasn't designed. Three, we don't have the budget for that. Okay.
And first of all, how dare you?
And yes, and first of all, how dare you to end that list? In any case, the golem pauses for a moment and says, "I believe I have a solution that should, as our overlord has said before, takes the heat away from us." As they lift hands to sort of do the air quotes during that sequence.
Ignatius is just like, I keep telling him, be careful with the language he uses around these people. Every time
Yes.
he says, take care of it, somebody dies.
Well, the idea I have should not involve anyone dying, at least as far as I'm aware of.
Winky face, smug face.
Stop.
I can't wink. I can't look smug.
He's a golem, not a robot.
He is an amalgamation of random crystals that happen. He's an accident. Okay, it's an accident.
Oh, okay,
Anyways.
wow. I'm sorry that the rest of you had to find out this way.
It was never intentionally made for any purpose. But anyways, the golem will then proceed to say, if Cynthia's, it's Cynthia, right? That
Yes,
character is
Cynthia, that
right?
is correct.
If Cynthia's parents would wish to see her return home, we could simply send them a Cynthia.
But that's not what Crown Lady want.
No,
Minge is thinking she is wanting to stay here, not go back to be broodmare.
I didn't say send this specific Cynthia. Simply send them a Cynthia.
All right, so we go to the nearest village, we find a woman named Cynthia, and we send her back to the king. Brilliant.
No, he is saying like humans are like plants. You cut off finger, new human grow. Yes.
Diesel know of blonde lady in next nation over who trained dragon sharks. She named Cynthia.
Oh God. No, Nick.
Also go by Sharona.
Steno contemplates her regeneration for a moment and then thinks better of it.
The idea I have involves significantly less work than all of those solutions. All we need to do is simply make a perfect magical homunculus of Cynthia right here in the tower and just send it to her parents.
And then new Cynthia kill parents.
Ideally,
Yes, hey monkey guy is bomb, blows up whole palace, is good for all.
The goal would be to make it as perfect of a duplicate of Cynthia as possible, as to not rouse any suspicion.
Crown Lady can kill parents?
If Cynthia were the type to do that, then I suppose, but the goal is simply to get the nobles out of our shards, if you know what I mean.
Well, we're going to make sure we tie a bell on her so we don't send them back the wrong one.
Paige looks confused and looks into his pants.
Diesel not certain what Tombstone saying. Tombstone saying make creature, not to kill?
That's going on the list. Well, as might have been expressed, our overlord is not as keen on just killing without reason or killing without specific purpose. So, to minimize attention being drawn to the overlord, I think simply doing something that is as quiet as possible would be the best solution.
I am in agreement with this. If a betrothal that she does not want is the cause for her departure, then it stands to reason that there is another half of this betrothal, and perhaps they have sincere feelings, perhaps they do not. Either way, she does not reciprocate, but if we provide such a decoy of an alternative, then I don't see anyone being displeased in this regard.
Well, until Mumsy and Daddy finds out.
The way I
They is not
suspect it,
caring.
the way I
Selling her
see
for
it,
broodmare, they is not caring.
Emaciated man make good point. What if Crown Lady family not think fake Crown Lady, real Crown Lady?
I'm fairly confident in our ability to deliver a convincing substitute. And as far as for the betrothed, well, fake love between real humans versus real love between a human and a fake human, it's about the same, I would measure.
Diesel will take your word on this. Diesel does not understand matters of love.
Oh,
Neither
honey.
do
Have not gotten to that part in book yet.
Neither do I, but I figure mathematically it's got to be the same difference.
Diesel's book club was going to read Passion of a Knight, but then Diesel got kicked out of Army. They did
Most
not let
unfortunate.
Diesel keep his copy of book.
I would be glad to continue your education later.
Diesel feels as if there is some sort of menacing connotation to this message.
No, not at all. I'm a priest of love.
Diesel is trained to be paranoid of all offers of friendliness.
Then don't take it as friendliness, take it as you blaspheme before me, and I'd rather you'd not.
In any case, given the Overlord's directive, it should be easy enough to acquire any resources or personnel we need to begin construction. We probably don't even need to run this by the Overlord at all before we begin.
He is not caring. He is
I got his
happy in
numbers.
books. We are doing what we need.
As I continue to propose bad ideas intentionally.
My only question is, how long do these homunculuses run? Because what's the warranty like? Because I mean, it's all very well and good sending one back, but if this princey fella gets a bit rough between the sheets, everything's gonna fall off, yeah? And we'll be right back to square one.
This is why we have specialists in the field.
And if these homunculuses are so easy to make, then why the bloody hell do we hire anybody?
Hey, monkey guys are.
I'm just even.
Why are we hiring people?
Jake is just glaring at all of them.
In Diesel's experience, is because they blow up.
Cast not your gaze of displeasure upon me. I have no part in those proceedings.
Oh! See, back to killing nobles. Mange's liking.
I cannot speak as to why Minion Resources operates the way they do. I still technically don't have a file with them.
He would have a fucking HR department, wouldn't he?
Of course there's an HR department. Who do you think provided your orientation, Diesel?
He is an academic.
Yes.
We do have a union leader, so
Yeah, Ignatius, right there. Although, technically speaking, Ignatius specifically reps for the undead.
Yes. There's other, not the constructs, not the abominations, not the just mildly disgruntled.
That been me.
Yes. You're not undead, you're just disgruntled. There's a distinction there.
All right, well, so you've got an idea for making a homunculus.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Skitch.
Yes.
You're the one who came up with the plan, therefore I'm going to have you make a roll of some sort here for this.
Okay, I will propose
do you have a skill you would like to use that you think would make sense?
To determine either basically the first step I would want to do is establishing who we have within the organization who is best equipped to do this.
I would agree with that statement.
And I would offer history as my role to
that
determine
is a perfect.
that.
I will allow it.
Okay, so I'm going to roll this. And question: Fortune, is that something that you apply before or after the roll?
Before you roll.
I'm going to burn one of my magic to have Fortune on the roll to roll a bonus positive to it. So, that plus 6. Okay, so that's an 18 on the check.
All right. That's an excellent roll.
Nice.
So,
all right. You think of a couple of potential things that you come up with within the tower, within people who work for the tower.
Yes.
You also have an idea for a third option, which you don't like.
I will go for the options I prefer.
All right.
First,
option 1 is the chief alchemist, who is a troglodyte.
Okay, which that's technically my immediate boss.
Who's simply known as Scales.
Oh, nice! I like the name already. Okay.
He has an actual name, but basically nobody can pronounce it. It's a lot of S's and other things. He's a troglodyte.
Another kindred spirit. Okay.
Yes.
A name, effectively nameless individual where everyone just throws a nickname.
It's the Scales is stuck. It's an old nickname. He's an older troglodyte.
Yeah.
Option 2 is one. It's not technically exactly what you're talking about, but
Right.
it is something that at least could buy you time.
Mhm.
There is a doppelganger on staff.
Okay. What is their name?
Double trouble.
No.
DT is pretty.
Gemini?
Sure, we can
Ooh,
go with
Gemini.
Gemini.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Gemini, yes. You have interacted with Gemini before, Skitch. Someone else may think of this, and someone else in the group might think of, hey, but we just use Gemini, and the suggestion would definitely cause Rocky
Concern.
some pain. You've interacted. Gemini's not a bad sort, but
Uh-huh.
yeah. If you decide to talk to him, you will see. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking they're too much of a method actor. That's my main worry.
Maybe. Might be actor is definitely the right term.
Oh no,
Skitch, he considers himself. Sorry, they consider themselves a thespian.
Oh so
no,
good.
they're like Clayface from the Harley Quinn cartoon.
I was just the exact
They're
same thing.
lovely.
Oh, this is why I like my idea, because it has so many bad options and bad outcomes. So what's option number 3?
Option 3, you are aware of someone who definitively could do this.
Okay.
They do not work for the tower.
Oh.
Jexiel definitely could do this. There's a reason he's known as the Crafter of Flesh.
Oh God.
But there are so many reasons why this is not the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go for the first 2 plans.
Ignatius is like, all right, so we get the princess kidnapped by our arch enemy. I hope he has the same idea that we had.
Yeah. So like
You could negotiate and see if you could offer him something to do it without actually taking the princess away or anything like that.
Yeah. Also, my main risk is if Jexiel involved, that leads to blackmail potential too.
What? No.
Just slightly there. So, anyways, yeah. So,
yes. Nick, you are very aware that Jexiel. This is exactly the sort of thing Jexiel could do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not aware of him ever having. You're not aware of him making a homunculus type thing for not the types of things that you were made for. But
right.
it is he is very clearly smart and powerful enough to do it.
All right. So I'll go ahead and switch into the end character, and the golem say, "I have a few ideas as how we can proceed. I suggest we have a discussion with my immediate superior over at the alchemy bar, the apothecary, as others would call it."
It's like the other bar. Ignatius, he just kind of smiles, which is weird because he's a skeleton and he doesn't have any like flesh. You can tell he's actually smiling.
Once you're around a skeleton for long enough, you just kind of know what their tells are and such. There. So,
again, body posture can tell you a lot.
Yeah, and I think for most people here, they would know who I'm referring to, since again
yes,
they would know that everyone except for Diesel will probably know that I'm referring to Scales in this case. So,
it's good. You two need to pay Scales for lost bet anyway.
While they're all doing that, Steno is still interested in the rogue.
Okay.
And Steno last time requested that that some of the others that took her away, give her like medical attention and leave her in Steno's room. So Steno is going to head over there.
Okay. I will get to that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I also need to figure out exactly how I want to handle that. So,
Of course.
All right. So those of you who are heading down to the alchemy lab, because Scales is rarely at the front, the front of the apothecary.
I'm obviously the face of the apothecary. Clearly, the
You're the most impressive.
listen, okay, I can never show displeasure at the customer. That's why I'm perfect to be in the face there.
There are a number of reasons why you are. All right, so you arrive at the apothecary and head into the laboratory area where you will invariably find scales. Those of you who have senses of smell, the second you open the door, you are assaulted by a pungent aroma of, sulfur and a boatload of other sort of alchemical substances that have noticeable odors, shall we say? You're walking into a toxic waste dump, effectively, in terms of smells.
So
you don't care, Rocky.
Oh, no. More to the point. We since we have established before, what smells worse, the apothecary's laboratory or mange? Okay,
the laboratory, not even close.
Yeah, mange starts doing that thing that dogs do when they smell something really bad, where he sort of starts flicking out his tongue and sneezing.
Oh, it is definitely an unpleasant. It is an unpleasant. Again, the predominant smell is sulfur. But there's definitely something acrid and painful, almost like there's something very acrid in the background too.
The air smells pleasantly of sulfur. I say pleasantly because everything else smells worse.
Yeah, honestly, if it smells just only like sulfur, that's a step up over the way it usually smells in here. There's nothing actively poisonous in the air, at least.
Smells of acetone and burning plastic.
But
honestly,
in any case.
But yeah,
you
see a troglodyte in sort of effectively in sort of lab gown, sort of behind one of the big tables covered in expensive looking glassware.
I like to think that this is like the set for a children's TV show kind of looking place. It's like, it's time to meet Mr. Science. Okay, Mr. Science.
We're going to need another Timmy.
We're like, where's Timmy? Oh, 3 of those vials over there. But the golem will just we'll just greet with, Scales, sir. How are you doing today?
The troglodyte's head sort of snaps up, and you can sort of see him blink at you from behind his laboratory goggles. Yes. One moment. I am finishing experiment here. Now,
of course.
2 drops of this. 1, 2. Good! Did not explode!
Mange looks actively disappointed.
There's lightning in the background. Like, there's a window that leads to nothing but a void, and lightning strikes outside of it.
Was it raining earlier?
Yes. Oh, the generators are working. Excellent. Yes. What can I do for you? What brings you to my domain?
We are here to assist with a request from the Overlord, sir.
Excellent. Proper work. Yes.
Yes.
Come. We must discuss.
Like the golems are
Mange,
motions for everyone.
you owe
else
me
to
30
follow.
gold.
Yes. I am giving it to you now.
Oh, excellent. I've got transmutation experiments to work on these stuff.
I was gonna say, it's like I need to turn this into lead. That's
actually
useful.
what he was thinking. Yes, that's actually what he was thinking.
Yes, the jokes. Oh, this is great. So the golem motions for everyone else to follow.
Scales sort of shuffles into a side room. One of his legs sort of drags behind him slightly.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. Clearly, it's an old injury of some sort, and he's got a very hunched over posture, which is somewhat common for troglodytes. But he definitely has sort of that air of the Igor about him to some degree.
He's both Dr. Frankenstein and Igor rolled into one.
Yeah. Excellent. You walk into the side room, and there's a gigantic slate on one wall, below which there is quite a bit of chalk.
Mm-hmm.
He wipes the board clean with his sleeve. Turns around and says, "So, what's his situation? What is needing doing?" Yes.
We found the voice here, and if everyone wants to interject, of course, please feel free to interject. As
We are needing a monkey guy of Crown Lady to explode when nobles try to fuck her.
I believe what Mange is trying to say is that we have a visitor who happens to be a princess, and while the princess prefers to stay here, her parents, and possibly more importantly, her betrothed, will be probably seeking her. So what we wish to do is create a perfect homunculus of her to send back in her place.
That is a worthy experiment. Also, yes! I have ideas. Thoughts percolate in my brain. Oh, yes. A perfect homunculus duplicate. Oh, wonderful. A wonderful of worthy experiment. And wait. He pauses. Head snaps immediately over to Diesel. You.
Why? Me?
You are one of Jexiel's Doomborn, no?
Yes.
He is a recent
Diesel
hire
is-
of ours. Sorry.
Diesel is Doomborn. Yes.
Would you object to giving me a genetic sample that I could study? I wish you to figure out what Jexiel's process is.
Diesel kind of tilts his head in confusion.
No?
Why Lizard Man want Diesel pee in bucket?
I wish you analyzed the methodology that was used to create you. It's a fascinating thing. I'm not sure I'll be able to replicate it, but it's definitely worth study. Urine would not be ideal. Has maybe some hair, a nail clipping.
If Caedrix order that Diesel do this, then Diesel will do this.
I will submit the proper paperwork to the headmaster. Yes, all right then. I will get back to you.
It should be briskly done within the next 3 months.
That fast? Wonderful!
Dave's just shaking his head in the background. No, it won't.
Listen, okay? The golem is an optimist, okay? Or maybe just made out of obsidian partially. Anyways.
All right, yes. How soon are you going to be needing this duplicate?
Ideally, as soon as can be reasonably expected. We did get approval from is it Caedrix, right?
Caedrix.
Yeah. We did get approval from Caedrix to deal with this, so I assume that means we can just proceed without any further approval or
yes.
or red tape.
If you were given instructions by the headmaster, then that is acceptable. Yes.
Indeed.
Well, all right. I can tell you. He basically he says, "Give me a moment," and he starts scribbling things on the chalkboard. We'll need to sample from the princess. A lock of hair will be sufficient, most likely. Yes, if I rush things properly, cut a few corners, and we want this to be as accurate as possible, so that it can deceive those around it. Correct?
Ideally, yes.
Right. Then we will need to get some sort of intellectual mapping, so that it can at least act like the princess. So that will require that. and then we'll need to have it actually look like her an appropriate age. If I rush the aging process with these chemicals, 5 years.
I'm fairly certain that within 5 years we might be in the middle of an inter-kingdom war at that point, based on my calculations.
That would interrupt research. That would be no good.
What could you do in the time frame of like tomorrow?
Now you see, those are the ones that blow up.
If you're lucky.
Good, yes.
They don't have the good warranty.
If you're lucky, they blow up. Yes.
If it's necessary, I would be willing to allow myself to act as a conduit to offer any expediency if necessary.
That would help. That would definitely shave some time off. Magically, see, the issue isn't so much making the doppelganger; it's the aging it properly. The homunculus, and aging something living being takes time, and rushing that leaves things unstable. He says, glancing sort of over his shoulder at Diesel.
We could try giving her a job in retail. That ages you pretty quick.
Unfortunately,
customer service is worse than battle.
Unfortunately, the problem is that Ignatius and the Undead Union have a lock on all the retail jobs.
That's right.
Constructs cannot apply. It's why I'm resigned to working in the apothecary here.
But is so bad if it explodes? Is taking care of any problems if it does?
If you can, perhaps if you can predict when it will. When I say unstable, I mean unstable. And within a day, we would need a very... If I had a Philosopher's Stone on hand, maybe I could do it within a week.
I'm having Dr. Rock. He holds up a rock.
A Professor Pebble will not act as a sufficient substitute. I have a really stupid idea, but
yes, a Philosopher's Stone would enable me to speed up the process tremendously.
Well, where's the nearest Philosopher's Stone in that case?
Oh yeah, because they just grow on trees.
No, they very much don't know. Nearest honestly, I have no idea.
Part of me, here's like, oh geez, if part of the golem is actually a Philosopher's Stone.
It might have been, but you probably isn't. You don't function as one anymore. So.
No. I understand. It'd be funny, just like reaches into his chest, pulls out something, dies immediately. It's like, no.
Maybe boss is having one, or is knowing where one can be getting.
Caedrix.
Yes, the headmaster would know most likely where. He would be the best person to ask where one might be found. Yes, his library is vast.
Indeed, I believe we'll consult him. In the meantime,
as a question, if you need something immediately, why not consult Gemini?
Gemini would be an immediate solution, but Gemini
even if it's just to buy time for the process.
Yes, we are talking to Gemini. They are doing what they are liking best. Then they are coming home, and we send Hey Monkey Guy.
Yes,
we will. We'll see who we run into first, Caedrix or Gemini, and proceed from there. In the meantime, hopefully the paperwork will take less than a year to get the approval for acquiring a bit of Diesel's material.
Oh yes. That is merely idle curiosity, not actually important.
That will unfortunately delay the paperwork too.
I am aware. I am sadly aware.
Yeah.
Next thing you notice, he's not in the room anymore.
He
Just gone.
Yeah, just gone.
He does that sometimes. In any case,
You hear a muffled explosion from the lab, followed by a cackle.
yes. Like, we don't engage in any sort of textual harassment in this institution anyway, so.
I'm missing explosion.
Wasn't a very big one.
Yeah, it was muted. It was tiny explosion. Baby explosion. Are we going to do a cut to
I was going
Steno?
to cut over to Steno, yes, actually, while
Yeah.
you guys... Yes. All right, Steno, you arrive back at your room. There is the thief is
Uh,
on a cot, bandaged quite heavily.
yeah. The line of thought I had is that most of her attire has been removed, mostly because you know rogues always have weapons
Oh no,
hidden somewhere.
she has been searched and had all her equipment removed. She is wearing basically, she's actually been treated quite well by the tower's medics.
Mhm.
She is sort of in a hospital gown type thing.
Yeah, bandages and small clothes in the hospital gown. Yeah. But yeah, Senna will wait for her to rouse.
The thief sort of opens her eyes, looks up. Captured. Interrogation. Right.
No interrogation. I have no interest in such matters.
The thief arches an eyebrow at you. Okay.
You got my interest out there. You are clearly the more astute of your colleagues.
That's what they pay me for.
I imagine. Intelligent people are a subject of interest to me. There are not many who are not. There are many out there who do not use their minds as well as they could.
Hmm.
I simply wish to get to know you in a personal manner.
Uh-huh.
Given your profession, I imagine you are quite suspicious, and understandably so. But I can promise you, I mean you no harm. And as a bit of a gesture of goodwill, I have not arranged for you to be restrained, restricted, or anything else in any way. There are many implements in my room, in my chambers, that could be used in a lethal capacity, but I would humbly request that you not.
Uh-huh.
May I ask your name? Of course, where are my manners, though? I am Stheno, priestess of a now deceased deity.
You can call me Talus.
A lovely name.
Hmm.
I understand that you have concerns about your current state, and I imagine that you are remaining quiet because that is the protocol for this kind of situation. Say nothing unnecessary. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that your companions have similarly not been harmed. I'm not quite certain where they are at the moment, but we're not in the habit of killing prisoners around here.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that for the time being, you are safe.
Uh-huh. Noted.
Should you need anything, you are a guest of mine, and You will be treated as such. Should you need anything, there are various minions about the tower who would be glad to provide you with any food or other necessities that would be of use to you.
Okay.
I do hope that in time we can come to have an understanding with one another.
Okay.
And at that point, she will simply excuse herself from her own chambers and leave her there.
All right.
And no, she will not lock the door.
Okay.
100%
she's
sincerity.
gonna end up dead.
I mean, she
See.
can try. I regenerate.
No, the rogue.
Oh, I see. Fair.
He's gonna sneak out and unauthorized human on the premises, kill on sight.
See, Stina's like, I'm sure you're wondering why you're here. The thing is, your father stole a rose from my garden, and
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Just anyways.
I'm just kind of seeing Ignatius just like pounding the walls like a broomstick. You got a rogue into the house? Once I get to the walls, you can't get rid of the rogues.
That is a very, very, very confused thief currently. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, I imagine.
I was just anyways, I'm just checking to make sure you have. I was just gonna ask, you have a subscription to that new streaming service? I've been meaning to watch Hamilton all this time, and you know, I need someone's subscription, and I was hoping it was gonna be yours.
At any rate, as you, the rest of you are making your way towards finding either Caedrix or Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk by the mess hall, you hear a very, very unmistakable voice.
Uh-oh.
Why, yes, my dear fellows. I can regale you with that tale if you so choose. That is definitively, you recognize immediately as Gemini.
Oh.
They have a booming Centaurian voice most of the time.
I'm reminded of that one NPC in Curse of Monkey Island where if you try to give him gum, he's like, "No, thank you. Chewing gum ruins my diction."
Kinda.
Oh dear.
Oh God, he's off again.
He sure is. Well, they sure are.
Gemini, we are looking for you.
Mange, my dear fellow.
We are needing you to be doing something for boss.
Will it make use of my thespian talents?
I am not knowing
yes.
what that is, but yes.
Gemini currently is in his sort of native form, which is a mostly featureless humanoid shape.
Right.
You know,
it's humanoid-ish.
You know, sort of pallid gray skin. Currently wearing actually sort of, you know, almost sort of classic sort of Shakespearean thespian garb. Ruffled collar and all.
I do want to make a note that like the golems is like, unfortunately, yes, is more or less an aside, but like it's like, will it require my skills? Unfortunately, yes.
You know, sort of featureless gray face, except for two very large, solid black eyes.
Listen, you and me, featureless person to featureless person. Let's talk.
Oh, he's capable of expression. He's capable of facial expression when he chooses.
I was like, entity to entity. Let's talk entity to entity. You know.
He comes sweeping forward in a dramatic fashion because he doesn't do anything that's not dramatic.
There's actually a sigh from the golem.
Dwayne is having good plan for a boss, but we are needing you to pretend to be a princess, yeah? Princess, who is being sold off as broodmare, while we make new princess to go in her place. You are getting to pretend to be a person and fool all her most closest...
A
family.
royal role! Amazing! Yes! I look forward to this.
The problem is, mate, how do I put this delicately? How long can you go without being you?
Oh, that's not the part I'm worried about.
Zogit! my dear goblin! I am capable of maintaining a role for weeks, if not months on end!
How about 5 years?
At worst. At absolute worst, 5 years.
A challenge worthy of my skills, I think!
Also, it's probably not taking that long. We can be cutting corners.
In any
Actually,
case.
mange about that. You know, he said it was 5 years for one. I'm gonna put this to you. Army of princesses.
Why?
Ignatius kind of like scratching his chin. Is like, every time we try to fight a princess, we get our butts whooped. This might just work.
Exactly.
Small metal man and emaciated man do not know of territory they are venturing into.
First and foremost, that is certainly the domain of one of the other overlords to make an
I've seen
an
it.
army.
What are the princesses? Way of the future.
Was having good point though. We are not wanting to be like eyeball ball guy. He is jerk.
In any case, Gemini,
Yes, my friend.
to elucidate you on the matter, we have a permanent guest to our organization. She is currently with Caedrix as they peruse the library. Her name is Cynthia, and she wishes to remain here and not be to not go through with the prearranged marriage or betrothed or whatever it is humans deal with. Along with tiring of her role as princess. So in order to avoid suspicion or, more importantly, attention being drawn towards us, we were aiming to provide a substitute for Cynthia that would basically sweep this whole thing under the rug.
Aha! So you wish to have a duplicate there?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the long-term goal would be to manufacture a duplicate with scales, but in the interim,
you wish me to fill the
Scales-
role until you arrange a permanent replacement. I see.
yes.
That is within my purview. Yes.
Home, and I was getting to come home to tower. Like as soon as we can be making Hey Monkey Guy.
Yes, as soon as the homunculus is made, you would then be able to be relieved of your role, so you wouldn't have to be permanently deployed.
Well, yes. I have other roles I must assume at some point, I am sure. I must go study this princess. Where can she be found?
Well, we were probably on our way to see her, since she is most likely with Caedrix in the library.
Excellent. I shall have an opportunity to observe her, learn her mannerisms, and probably scan her brain so that I don't have to, take months learning all her minutia.
If you scan her brain, it would be helpful to relay any notes to Scales, by the way, to make the mental mapping process of the homunculus more in line with whatever your depiction is.
I will endeavor to do so, although I do not know how well the two processes will. Yes, I will discuss things with Scales, indeed. But first, I must speak with this princess.
He has a cape, doesn't he? He has a.
Of course, he fucking has a cape.
He has a
Probably
fucking
a
cape.
short that falls to mid back, just enough so they can sweep it dramatically.
Yes.
Tally-ho!
He has nondescript but long hair.
Oh, he has no hair. He's bald currently.
No. But only when he needs to flip it in a flourish.
He can grow it if he wants to.
Oh boy,
Or
this is
it-
getting
again,
worse.
they.
I love it.
Again, as I said, think of your classic sort of stereotypical art of quote Shakespeare. That is what he's currently dressed as with cape.
I'm just going to say that my mental image, while not at all correct to what this character is just this to me right now.
He's Pandora's actor in a different outfit.
Yes, without minus the armor.
Mine is
Bonjour!
that's not
But
that's
ho!
not as far off as it could be.
Yeah.
I will agree.
I also like to think of that. Oh shit! What was that? Who's that snow leopard in BoJack Horseman? I can't remember his name.
Oh,
yeah,
I know
what
who you're talking about.
Right. He like the character's voice reminds me of that sort of like overly boisterous. An assignment, you say?
Oh, this is what you are doing.
I'm Brian Blessed, and I am doing this radio broadcast for the deaf!
Oh, man.
Oh God. All right. Well.
So yes, he follows along with you with a purposeful and dramatic stride in his step, because again, unless he's in character,
He's a
They're doing,
character.
like the like the high stepping arms swinging
Yeah.
by the
Well,
elbows.
The golem. Okay. Let's say while the golem does not have a forehead per se or glasses per se, you could imagine glasses being taken off and a forehead being rubbed by the golem.
Yeah. He is full
Or
on
this-
Shakespeare in the Park.
oh yes,
The golem is doing calculations in their head. Every calculation results in a either in a division by 0 at some point or otherwise an undesirable solution. Yet no other better solution is available at the time.
Can I just ask, were we aware of whether the intruders initially were part of the same kingdom or whether she's completely separate? from them?
she did not seem to know them,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
necessarily mean they're not from Kingdomia.
Right. They
you
could
know,
be from Kingdomia.
I want to slip away and go and find wherever we're keeping the warrior.
All right, sure.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, the night dude who fights dragons, right?
God
Yes.
damn it. the walking
Without
animation there.
without other orders to the contrary, they would have put him in the dungeons.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
that is
God,
the
word.
dungeon.
Yes, that is almost
That's-
exactly the stride.
Beautiful find, thank you, ma'am.
Oh gosh. This
That is not wrong.
Oh, this is getting better by the second. I am so
All right,
happy.
so we've
This way.
this way.
I insist we walk this way. No, we all shall.
Join me in my accompaniment.
So at any rate,
We shall flash mob our way to our destination.
all right. So it looks like Rocky, Diesel, Mange, Ignatius, and Gemini go up to find Caedrix, who's probably in his library.
I suppose I could ask if Sinnoh has rejoined us at this point.
If she wishes to do so, she may. Since
Yes, she
all
was
right.
going to.
Zaga,
report
you
the
so
result.
Senno, you arrived during all of that.
You find us pretty easily.
It's hard to miss.
You say you want me to impose as a princess? Brilliant, brilliant. I shall do this subtly. No one will ever know. A princess, I shall impersonate her. If I could get more Dover Boy references, I will.
I like how I just randomly made that reference one night during Crystal Tower weeks ago, and you're just on it now.
Listen, okay. The more I can make Dover Boy references, the better. It's a great in joke.
At any rate, so you lot go off to talk to Caedrix. Gav, Zoggett will go down to the dungeons. I will get to you in a second.
Okay.
So, the 5 of you arrive in the library, which is, you are used to seeing it in something of a state of disarray. Caedrix, while a very intelligent individual, is not what we like to call organized.
Mm-hmm.
Usually he will take books out of he will take books out, read them, put them down somewhere where he'll remember where they are, and then maybe get back to them in a year.
I suddenly feel a deep and abiding kinship with this character.
Things currently look There are fewer books in the bookshelf than you're used to in the bookshelves. There are more books out of the bookshelves and in piles than you're used to seeing. But that is because Cynthia is currently organizing.
Aw.
Well, that's part of what she's here to do. She has changed out of her royal robes and has found actually a sort of found basically working clothes that suit this sort of thing better.
Right.
You know,
like
leggings,
a nice shirt,
a tunic,
pants. Yes.
Leggings, a tunic. She still has her crown.
Of course.
But everything else is very sort of workaday. She, you can also hear her whistling as you approach. She sounds actually quite cheerful.
The question
Did what she wanted to do. Good.
Yes.
Do random forest animals surround her when she's whistling?
No, because there are no random forest animals anywhere here.
Do
We killed them all.
undead forest animals,
There's just a bunch of undead mice.
mice, undead birds, an undead
Actually,
deer?
there are a couple of very cheerful looking rats scampering around the shelves.
And then there's one skeletal rat that goes, squeak.
There we go. That's what we need to do there. Okay, so who wants to take the
Actually,
take lead here?
you notice that two of the larger rats are actually helping move the books around.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's Philip and Steve.
Sure, okay.
All right.
Damn,
That gets
that's
added
such
to my
a
notes.
That Philip is such a tryhard, though. So
Well, if you
There's
notice,
such a Steve.
Steve does most of the work. Philip just takes the credit.
yes,
Philip and Steve, library rats, have been added to the notes.
got it. All right.
It appears that research is almost happening here.
Oh, organization is happening. Research later. Right, boss? Yes, Cynthia. He seems a little sheepish.
Yeah.
Cynthia has had very good ideas on how to reorganize the library. There's research I'd like to be doing, but she's right. The books need to be actually put into places where they'll be easier to find.
We have arrived, and we have a plan. Sir.
Oh, a plan for what?
For Cynthia.
Caedrix has a look on his face, just an utterly blank look on his face. Pauses for a second. Oh, to deal with her family. Yes.
Yes.
I tasked
plan.
one of you to do that, right? You. That was you.
Me.
Yes. You.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Sorry, I'm been a little distracted with organizing books. My bad. Is there something I can do to assist with your plan?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
It's a trivial matter. All we need is a philosopher's stone.
Oh, is that all? Oh, that's all. Cynthia has a look of wait, what on her face. Caedrix like, oh, all right. I don't have one, but I think I might be able to find where one is. Cynthia, where do we put the Prince Alchemica, volume 32? She's like, third shelf in the back. Excellent. Philip, Steve, with me. We need to find the book. Squeak.
At this point, the golem then also turns to Cynthia and says, "In the meantime, we might need some things from you in order to make this plan work properly."
Indeed, a philosopher's stone, something alchemical.
Yes. We are going to construct a perfect homunculus copy of you and send it back to the kingdom in your place. Simple enough.
I assume you're going to need like a lock of my hair or something like that.
Yes, that will be something that we'll need. But
not a problem.
the main
At any rate, why is there a doppelganger? Oh, buying time, right?
Yes,
Indeed.
she's very smart, crown lady.
This, Cynthia, this is Gemini. This is Cynthia.
A pleasure,
Gemini.
my lady! You are a boisterous one, aren't you?
Very good at job. We'll be pretending to be you until we get a monkey guy bomb in place.
Aha. Okay. I assume you're going to need you're going to need to, like, scan my mind or something like that, aren't you? I'm afraid, my lady, that is exactly what I will need. It won't take more than an hour. I could do it faster, but it would probably leave you comatose for a week or more. Possibly kill you. But if I take my time and am careful, it should leave no lasting harm.
We figure that this approach would cause the least amount of disruption and, more importantly, the least amount of interest from your parent and your betrothed to actually come after you.
So you want to make a perfect alchemical duplicate of me?
Certainly. That should be easy enough.
Okay. And you're going to film... One moment. Caedrix, I'm going to need an hour break. The doppelganger needs to scan my brain so he can pretend to be me for a while. Oh, yes. Why don't you take a couple hours, have some tea? I'm going to... it's going to take me a little bit to find what I need in this book.
Steno is
Cynthia-
going
when
to
Oh,
have
sorry,
a...
go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay. Steno is going to have a notion at this moment. Stones, there might be a flaw in this plan now that I stop to think about it.
As an aside, Gemini and Cynthia are headed off to go do the scanning.
That's fine. If the duplicate is entirely like her and acts entirely like her, then wouldn't it just run away again?
Oh, that's good word.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Ignatius has been mulling over the ethical implications of all we're doing here. Like, aren't we just as bad as your parents? We're just sending her out to get into somebody she doesn't want to get wedded to.
Diesel looks up from the magical tome that he has open in his hands and says, Diesel not see problem. Create creature. That creature is bound to your will, is bound to do your bidding.
I suppose this is something that we'll have to... I have an idea to counter that.
His problem for future mange.
If
Boss,
we
be telling me where Stone is when you find I put together a team. We go get it.
As a possible solution, we could have Gemini, after internalizing Cynthia's mind, simply add the notion that they are in love with the betrothed and are interested in a marriage, and then use that as the basis for the mental map for the homunculus.
Diesel again does not see issue. Create creature with mission to pursue. Creature will pursue that mission until death, hopefully. And then Diesel's going to look down at the book and say, Diesel cannot relate to Runic Circle, but hope that Runic Circle finds happiness and that Dragon's Blood realizes her love for him.
Would that suffice as a...
And then he's going to turn to hold open the book and point to a complicated spell incantation and say, "How say this word?"
The golem looks over.
Stupid.
Does the golem understand what it says?
You are a sorcerer. Yeah.
I'm going to expect is a bad thing, but the golem is just going to say whatever it is on the page.
Okay.
Just, shall I roll to see how bad it goes?
If you'd like to.
All right.
It says, I prepared explosive runes this morning.
Give me a fortune check.
Open or closed?
Oh, closed. We're not in combat.
All right, that is going to be with a 7. That's a 6.
Okay.
Almost a way bad, possibly.
All right. That is the final. That word is the final word in a demon binding ritual.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right. So
there's no demon around here, right?
Not in the room. No.
Not in the room.
Oh. Wait, does Caedrix have any demon? Oh no, we're gonna have to.
So like all of a sudden the golem has a demon showing up. It's like, Which one of you did this?
You have not drawn the magic circle. You have not used any of the reagents, and you have not said the full incantation. The last word is
Don't call
fine.
me unless you do the entire thing right, you shitheads. And then leaves.
I mean, Pierre does make a point. When I was setting the scene while making my stupid joke, I did imply that there were spell components and runic components.
You did.
So.
But anyway,
and Skid should not roll badly enough for it to actually cause a problem.
Yes, I didn't roll great, but you
rolled fine.
Yes, but
a 5 or better is perfectly fine.
Hang on, I'm gonna just write down here demonic binding ritual.
Yes, Diesel now knows the final word in a demonic binding ritual.
And then after that, the golem looks back to Theno and it's like,
would that be a satisfactory modification to the plan?
I would say so, yes.
It does mean that we're going to be basing this off of whatever Gemini's plan is. But then again, that would make swapping Gemini for the homunculus an easier time, since it would be based on Gemini and less Cynthia.
Indeed.
At about this time, Caedrix comes walking back, toting a impressively large tome. He's sort of it's actually toting is not exactly the right word. It's floating directly in front of him, book open while he's sort of reading through it as he's walking.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the tired squeaks of the two rats up on the shelf, sort of like. Good work, Philip. Good work, Steve. Let's see. Give me roughly an hour or so, and I will send you... It looks like it is the nearest Philosopher's Stone can be found most likely in the possession of what looks like a magical research society in the northwest of here, in one of the kingdoms up there. I will have more specific details for you soon, Mange. Why don't the... Yes, you should find some way to, if it's part of your plan, assembling a squad to acquire it. It seems like an excellent idea, Mange. I will leave it up to you. Yes, Mange, pick a squad of competent people to go with you and acquire this stone. I will get the specific location down to you within an hour.
It's good. Who is wanting to come?
I feel that as the one initially assigned for the general task, I'm compelled to oversee other elements of it.
So Dwayne is coming. Who else will be wanting to come? You'll be wanting sneaky guys. I go talk to bugbears. Bugbears are good at sneaking.
Mange, why don't you take Diesel with you? He needs to learn. He needs to learn how we operate here. And,
yes, it's a good idea, boss.
He is
on cue. In response to this request, Diesel is going to stand up straight and shout, "Live for Caedrix, die for Caedrix."
The latter is not strictly necessary, nor is technically the former, but whatever. Oh, Diesel, you seemed interested in that book. Are there any books you're particularly interested in reading? We do have a non-magical library on the 4th floor if you're interested. Just talk to the skeletal mage who runs the library.
Diesel had his copy of A Knight's Passion taken from him when he was fired.
We might have a copy of that. Yes. Ask the chief librarian. You should be issued a library card anyways if upon joining. So
I was to say
Just the little things sometimes get me.
I will say this: probably the person who knows the librarian's name is probably Ash because they're probably part of the union.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really funny if Mange had the book because he keeps on getting 4 pages in and getting bored and putting it down, and then reading the same 4 pages.
The book's overdue for a century. Just Mage, you gotta pay your late dues. Oh, fine, 1 gold.
I have strong will. I will finish this book. How long have you been trying? 5 years.
How far have you gotten?
Defeating Mange.
How far have you gotten? More than my fingers can count.
I mean, pages, chapters, letters.
Words, of course.
All right. Before we move forward, Gav, you arrive in the dungeons.
Yeah.
You are out. The chief, the jailer in charge today is a large bugbear. There are a fair number of bugbears who work here. There was a tribe that was hounded by. There's a tribe of bugbears that had been hounded by some other monsters working for one of the other dreadlords and had been driven out their territory. That Caedrix hired and gave a home here, and they've taken up. I mean, they've taken up several different jobs within the tower. This one is in charge of the jails. Zoggett, how can I help you?
Where have you put the big one, the warrior?
Yes. The knight. Yes, he is in cell 32. If you would, I assume you wish to speak with him.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna head down there. You stay here. Yeah. I'll shout if I need anything.
Do you want the key, or do you wish to just talk to the bars?
Yeah, go on, then I'll take the key.
Clink, 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 clink. Cell 32, here you go. Have fun!
I will.
The bugbear sits back down, reaches down beside him, and goes back to reading.
Everyone's just reading this entire fucking tower. Everyone has books and shit.
Very learned tower.
I know. It's just funny how we're progressively leaning into that more. It's great.
All right, you get down to the cell, and the knight is in his cell. He is wearing sort of prisoner's garb. He is not his armor and everything else has been taken away from him because, of course, it has. They're not stupid.
Zoggett's going to just tap on the bar with the key.
What is it? Do you want, foul fiend?
Oh, that's not very friendly. I just came here for a talk.
The knight sort of sits up, winces as he sits up because he probably has a cracked rib or two from when you punched him. Oh, you're the
Sorry about that, but you did attack us.
Do your worst, Goblin. I will not. Wait. I have nothing I need to. Why have you captured me? There's no useful information I could possibly have.
Well, you attacked us. Okay, put it this way: someone attacks you, and you don't kill them. What do? You don't turn them away, give them a meal, and send them packing, do you?
Yes, but why did you not kill me?
Procedure. Because we ain't like that. You guys keep attacking us, thinking we're foul creatures, but you never talk to us, do you? I tried to send you to the next tower, but you wouldn't listen.
Oh my!
The knight sort of looks at you, has this look of, huh? But
look, all we want to know. Okay, look. I know you've got this idea, yeah? You've been waiting for someone to come down, start interrogating you, give you the works. Look, and he's gonna make a point of unveiling the buzzsaw in his hand.
Yeah, okay.
Look, I've got shit like this. If I wanted to talk to you, mate, I could. That's not what we're here for, though. Yeah, look. All we want to know is where are you from? Who is it that's attacking us this time? Who's your allegiance? So we can send them a message and tell them, come collect you.
What?
Come on, mate. It's not hard. Where are you from? He's gonna reel off
brains of the operation.
He's gonna reel off a couple of places' name and also make sure he mentions Kingdomia.
I think our wizard was originally from Kingdomia, but I serve the order of the. I forgot what I called it actually.
The order of the dinner plate. Anyways,
I'm renaming it officially. The order I serve the Order of the Silver Star. We are monster hunters extraordinaire, and I chose a task befitting a knight of my stature to eliminate a foul lich in his domain. Although I'm not sure why I was given the task of going after why lich was on my list of things. I'm a trained dragon slayer, not an undead fighter, as you.
Yeah, mate, you've attacked a library. It's a well-guarded library, but it's a library.
What?
We're no fortress.
But
I mean, we've got a
wall.
staff.
You've got a wall. You've got a fortress wall around the entire tower.
Because you keep attacking us.
Did we lead him through the bar before he went down into the dungeon? Why do you have a fully functional bar?
He wasn't conscious for that.
I'm pretty sure I dropped him on his head before we took him in. So
yeah, he was unconscious. Look, if you're not going to talk, I can go and have a word with the wizard. But look, all I'm just trying to do is find out who we have to talk to get you off our hands. We don't want to kill you.
Well, as I said, my allegiance is sworn to the Order of the Silver Star. They are a wide organization of monster hunters all throughout the known kingdoms.
Right, so what you're saying is, unless we can find a human amongst our ranks to deliver the message, they ain't coming back alive, then, yeah?
Well, I mean, any of the civilized species should be able to travel through those lands.
Oh, civilized species. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to stand here and have a conversation with a bloody bigot, and he's going to walk away.
Yeah, fair.
Gosman, where's the wizard?
Cell 16. Same key should work there if you need it.
Okay, he's going to head down. Same plan. Tap on the bar.
We'll be right back.
What? Hey, who? Oh, a goblin. Yes, the enhanced goblin. Yes, I recognize you.
Oh, well, at least you're a little bit more polite than your friend. He just called me a foul beast.
Well, he is an idiot.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
anyway,
yes, you are a goblin, and you have been enhanced with some sort of technology. I can sell magical technology.
All my own work. Thank you very much.
Well, impressive.
Speaking of which. And he's going to do the buzzsaw trick again just to make a point.
Is it to be torture then?
No. Just a reminder.
Oh, thank goodness.
This is me saying what I can do, not necessarily what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Depends on how polite a conversation we can have. Yeah.
I can be very polite.
Okay. Well, I've just been talking to your cement-headed friend down there.
Yes.
And he says that you hail from Kingdomia. Is that true?
Originally, yes. I haven't lived there in some time, but that is where I'm originally from. Yes.
Okay. Oh, just a bit of idle chitter-chat. I've heard rumours about there, but being a goblin, as you can imagine, I don't get to travel much to these civilized places.
From what? Yes. That is one way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of curious, mostly about them royals, because we don't really bother with royalty and crowns and all that gubbins.
Well, your leader's a lich, yes?
Yeah, well, technically, yeah, but it's more of a... It's actually not too bad, to be honest. He's a good boss, and it's not like, you will do my bidding. It's more suggestions, and we kind of follow them if we feel like it most of the time. But he doesn't really mind. It's okay.
The wizard has a look of utter bafflement and confusion on his face.
See, you're judging the book by its cover, and you're a wizard, so I know you read plenty of books, so you shouldn't be making that mistake.
At any rate, what you were looking for some sort of information, you said?
Yeah. You see, I've been reading books too, because this is basically a really big library.
Uh-huh.
And there's always two types when it comes to those royals, okay?
Yeah.
So Kingdomia, which is it? Is is it like the fairy tales where it's loving families and princesses and princes on white horses, or is it more the type where the last one standing gets the throne kind of thing?
I am not aware of much in the way of familial assassination attempts, as it were. But I wouldn't say it's much like the fairy tales. Either.
Okay. Maybe I misphrased that. Okay, maybe there's no familial assassinations, but is it unusual? Is the mortality rate unusually high in the royal family?
Not that I'm aware of, but I confess I've not, as I said, I've not lived there in some time. Also, not nobility.
I suppose.
So, but from what I understand, no, I've not heard much in the way of particularly excessive mortality rates amongst the royal family. No.
Okay, just checking my curiosity. That's all.
Okay.
I was always interested in that politics stuff. We don't really bother with it here.
Aha. Sure. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to know?
When can I go home? If I'm assuming not, but I have to ask.
Well, that's gonna be a maybe based on what the boss says, and you're gonna have to trust me that he's not the kind of lich that you think he is.
Well, I don't have much option either way at this moment, so...
It also does have something to do with how well you behave, so I will pass on the message that you have been very polite.
Okay.
Much better than your idiot friend.
Well, again, he is an idiot, and he's been... I wouldn't call him a friend, more as a co-worker.
And he's Zoggy's going to leave it at that and head back upstairs.
As Zoggy heads upstairs, like the actual interrogator comes by. Zoggy's just like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, the whole thing is I wanted to just make sure that we weren't going to be sending Gemini into a political assassination kind of scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Like,
because it's like the princess has told us she's left for a reason of an engagement, but that may not necessarily be the truth. It may be that she doesn't want the throne, but knows that, like I said in that message in the chat, the only way for her to skip over is if she's dead.
If she needs to be dead, I think that makes the whole thing with the homunculus a lot easier to do.
If she needs to be dead, it'll be a lot easier. But I don't want to be sending Gemini into a situation. That's why, as soon as we came up with that plan, I thought, yeah, I'm going to go check this.
Listen, Gemini might be annoying, but they still have
He's one of us.
They still have tenure, okay? They still have tenure, okay? You just can't kill them off like that easily. They gotta commit at least 5 infractions, okay?
I'll get to an asshole, but he'll look after people in the tower.
I just like the idea of having tenure in the organization. Like, if you make 5 mistakes, you get a warning. 18 more, you get it on your record. Then, twice after that, you're given a suspension.
Not at all venting, are you?
No, not at all. Because that's a different procedure. I just like the idea of tenure being you're it's like a process where it's just so hard to get fired sort of deal. In any case, sorry. So
yes. A while later, Zog rejoins you all. And Caedrix comes.
Mess hall?
This is about an hour later, basically. Caedrix, unless you guys, basically, it'll be about an hour before anything of note happens plot-wise. So, is there any scenes you guys want to handle before that?
I assume they were in the mess hall while
you want to be, sure.
Mange is recruiting people.
Yeah.
It's like open table, come to join mission.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how he does a lot of his recruitment.
And there's probably arm wrestling and or eating to determine whether someone's fit to go. Am I wrong?
No. Although some people are auto chosen based on skills for mission parameters. We're going to a library. We're going to need smart people and sneaky people.
And now the question is, can mange be bribed with bones?
No.
Ignatius just looks across the room.
Lots of bones. Mage is actually pretty hard to bribe. Money is basically just there for gambling.
That's fair enough. I was just kind of, I was just curious from a character standpoint.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Before I forget, one of the reasons that Seno went up to Caedrix was to inform that she was letting the rogue roam around unsupervised as a bit of a trust test. So just let him be aware that that's a thing.
Yes. You should probably let. You should probably let the guards know that that's the plan. That we don't want them thinking she's an unwelcome guest. You should probably fill mange in.
I had fully intended to.
I
inform you first.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Of course, you would have thought to tell mange that. I apologize. I'm a little distracted. Aha! I think I found it.
Good to hear.
Yes, it is to the northwest. Not actually within any of the major kingdoms. It looks like it's in a tower in one of the four. Oh, lordy.
A problem, I assume.
How do you feel about elves?
They have some interesting rituals regarding relationships.
Well, technically speaking, it's not actually a elven tower. It's within the Elflands, though. It is a research facility belonging to the Order of the Silver Star. That is located in the northwestern Black Forest, which is, of course, elf territory. If you could let Mange know that, I'd appreciate that. I will.
Of course.
One moment. He mutters under his breath. A parchment floats out and a quill, and a map is quickly sketched. And there is a copy of the map to the place. He hands it to you.
Thank you.
Hope that will assist in your plans in Rocky's plans. I should go have some tea, I think.
Now,
I would ask to join you, but I would say that my responsibilities take a bit precedence. If you will excuse me.
Absolutely.
Out of character.
Yes.
Quick question. So we would have heard Order of the Silver Star.
Yes.
When
Avalonius did mention he was a member of the Order of the Silver Star when he issued his challenge.
Got it. Yeah, that's what I figured. So
they are a known order of monster hunters.
Okay.
And they're most known for hunting big, powerful dragons are one of the most common things they are known to hunt. Going after a lich is a little atypical for them. Yes, it technically falls under their purview, but giants and dragons and stuff like that are more the thing they do. Fighting a lich. Yes, they have non-warriors, but you don't send a knight to go fight a lich. That's stupid.
So the one we have is basically one they trained wrong for fun.
You trained it wrong on purpose.
Not quite. He was trained very well to fight dragons. He's an excellent. Knights are good at fighting big and strong and powerful physical things. You don't send a knight against a lich. That's stupid.
Just a knight running. Just the knight.
Kung Pao, damn it.
I'm just seeing like the knight just riding their steed down the dungeon steps with the lance down, aiming at the lich.
And then the lich flips the switch, and the stairs turn into a slide, and they both fall into a pit.
Pull the lever, Crank!
Pull the lever! Pull the lever! Not that one!
Yes, the poison specifically for Cuzco. That poison.
So at any rate, Steno, you come back down to the mess hall where Mange is doing his recruiting thing.
Mm-hmm. And Geo is there, so just overseeing.
Zogget will wander back in at some point as well. I suspect Diesel is there. Everyone else who wants to be there can be there. It's
What book is Diesel reading? Is my question.
Has Diesel acquired his library card? It's actually a good question.
Nick?
Or does Nick want to do that scene later? Do it as a scene later.
Oh, sorry. I kept on muting and unmuting, and I think that I flipped to the wrong one there. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that Diesel went and got his library card during this hour, yes.
Okay.
So what book is he reading right now? I wonder.
A Knight's Passion. That was the one he wanted to finish.
Yes, you have it. It was not the one. It is not the book that Mange has had out for the past 6 months. Mange is the sequel. Which is why he's having trouble getting into it. He's starting with the second book in the series, not the first.
It has a better picture. It has better cover art, to be fair. So
It really does.
yeah, I mean,
It's called...
This makes no sense! Who are these people?
The sequel is called Tomorrow Night's Passion.
Oh God! I just remembered. Oh God! So when the first time I tried reading any of the books of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I'd read The Hobbit, and I loved The Hobbit, and I was like, "Ooh, there's more Tolkien stuff," and I started with The Two Towers.
Oh no!
Which has a problem. Which has two problems.
Right.
One, it's definitively the worst of the three books. Two, I have no idea who any of these fucking characters were because I was expecting Bilbo and stuff, and it does not start off with Gandalf because,
He's dead at the time.
he's dead at the time. I was very confused and did not get very far into it.
It also begins with the end of the fight that ended in the
Yes.
previous book. So
Yes, it was very I was, 9. I was very confused. Then someone actually told me that was the second book, and I was like, oh.
Right.
Yeah. But sorry, I just had to get that out because it just popped in
No,
my head.
it's
At any rate,
great
back to the actual,
anecdote.
back to the game.
I remember just a very brief aside
Okay.
here. I remember when the Rankin Bass movies were like getting advertised on Cartoon Network because they were like going to broadcast them in the 90s on Cartoon Network.
Yep.
I think they were advertised in the order of The Hobbit, Return of the King, and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, the Lord of the... Okay, yes, because Lord of the Rings is not technically Rankin Bass. That's actually Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah, Ralph Bakshi.
Right,
That's
right.
what it is.
So, but they were advertised in that order. I don't know if they were broadcast in that order, but if they did, then that's really weird. So.
Yeah, because Lord of the Rings covers Fellowship of the Ring and about half of the Two Towers.
Yeah.
Yep. And also the movie has a lot of problems production-wise and execution-wise.
Yes, there's a lot of things it does extremely
a Ralph
well.
Bakshi movie having production problems? Well, I can't think of any that might have happened to.
Yeah.
Love the guy's work, but he
Oh
did
boy.
not work well studios.
No, he did not. Does not. But yeah, long story short, the Fellowship of the Ring does a lot of things really well and a lot of things really badly, including not getting funding for the second half, so it ends after the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
And the forces of good triumph over the forces of evil, and then Gandalf throws his sword up in the air. The end.
Yeah, that's it.
The end.
At any rate, which did a long time running joke in my Thursday crew.
What about the ring?
All right, so in any case, Zeno and Caedrix show up, or
Caedrix is not showing up. He's gone off to get tea.
So Thano shows up, and
Well, he will show up a bit later, realizing he has no tea. That to go get tea, he probably has to go to the mess hall.
No. First, before he's allowed access, he must recognize that he has no tea.
yes, that's the first step to having tea, is accepting that you don't have it to begin with. And then
as long as he doesn't have to show his damn door that he has both tea and no tea to enter.
Yep.
Well,
That's exactly what I was baiting.
Sorry, was that Nick?
I've lost track of this reference.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Infocom text adventure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In order to get into Marvin's room, you have to display to his door that you both have tea and no tea.
Thus displaying intelligence, recognizing intelligence.
At any rate, scene.
Good game, everyone. All right. But,
And the forces of Caedrix triumphed over others.
over others, not good, not evil, just others. But yes, Steno, you have the floor, I guess.
Yes. Steno will approach the recruitment table and slithering up in a rather casual, although not slow manner, and will approach Mange. Sir Mange.
We are putting together a team. Are you wanting to come?
It might behoove us for my presence, but before that, some other matters first.
Okay.
First off, you should be aware that the hooded woman of the trio that came in, she is my guest for this time. Please relay that to your guards.
Are you keeping her in your room? For
She
the fun time?
I do not appreciate your assertions.
Why are you keeping her out of dungeon?
It's where all the fun stuff happens.
Now we're talking.
About half a second after I said that, I realized, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
You brought us homeward.
But no. Consider it we can consider this an exercise of trust. She's not to be harmed unless she does.
Try to kill boss again?
I don't think she would have much success in that, truth be told.
But
in any event,
she is coming here to kill us. So you are doing with her what you want, but it's going to be tough for her if she leaves the room. Need to keep people safe.
Captain Hyena Man makes strong point.
And that is why I'm informing you that I would appreciate if your guards would be mindful not to attack her for wandering around. Unless, of course, she does something untoward. Then
Mange is confused. Why is she not prisoner now? She come to kill us. She is punished or kicked out. Not allowed to wander around and have tea and maybe kill more of us.
If she does anything hostile, then you may do with her as you will. Until then, I would rather try to build bridges than burn them.
She is burning many bridges by trying to kill us.
I've stated my case.
Is not good, but is fine. I assign you over here. One of the more stealthy goblins comes over. You are to be watching Human Woman in Steno's room. Make sure she is not trying anything bad, but let her do human things. Wander around. Not lose sight of her. Kill her if she tries anything bad.
That is agreeable.
Hi, boss.
I did tell her that she is free to go where she pleases or call for assistance should she need food or some such. As long as it's not in a strict area, of course.
If she tried to go to Alchemy Lab, many things explode there. It is fun, but not for humans.
Within reason, Mange. Within reason.
After kind of staring between the two bicker for a bit, a light bulb seems to kind of go off in Diesel's head, and he goes, "Snakehair Lady tried to recruit ally."
That is along the lines of what I am thinking. Yes.
If she is wanting to join us, fine. We talk compensation. She on probationary period. If she is wanting to join, she is not wanting to join. Death or leave.
That's fine. I would like her to think of the option herself. In any case, we're off subject now. And
The goblin
Zeno-
salutes and goes off. The goblin sort of starts walking off, whistling, and then you just sort of notice he's not there anymore.
Mhm. Of course. In any event, and she will produce the map that Caedrix provided.
Is good. He sweeps all the like drinks and food and whatnot off the table and lays it down on top. Now we are having details. Oh, is elves. Elves are tasting good, but are very bad people. Oh.
Of greater interest, this location would appear to be under the control of that Knights organization.
Oh, a solution. We are trading night for rock is good.
I don't know about that. I think we'd struggle to get an actual rock for him. He's not the brightest, put it that way.
The golem just looks back and forth, but they're talking about like trading for rocks here.
No, I said an actual rock, not whatever you are. Certainly not a philosopher's stone.
Dwayne is more than a rock. Dwayne is not needing to worry about being traded for things. He is.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, Dwayne doesn't have to be the Rock anymore. He can be. He's the biggest star in Hollywood. So.
They should just sit there. It's like, keep your voices down. Do you want to sit through another HR meeting again?
By the way, as you're talking about trading for the Philosopher's Stone, Mange. Actually, everyone, give me a notice check.
Notice check.
If you don't have the skill, it's 7.
Yeah,
Is this open or closed?
Closed.
Gosh, another 6 and 5.
I've got to add the 7 to that.
7.
So a 6.
Okay.
Yay!
Was this for everyone? I thought
Everyone
it
at
was
the table.
Everyone. All right then. One moment.
Just like she's just like, ain't got ears, ain't got eyes, don't notice shit.
8.
That's a good one. Yeah.
The golem and then I was just.
It pays in this tower to know to be selective of what you notice.
Is that everybody?
I think so. Yes.
All right.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Zoggett and Steno.
Oh, and I rolled an 8.
Oh, you rolled an 8 also? Okay. Well, then it's actually yes. Okay, the 3 of you then. Simultaneously, you all notice that as Zoggett is talking about trading for the fact that we're not going to be able to trade for the Philosopher's Stone. Scales is now standing there right at Zoggett's elbow, sort of looking over at the table. You have no idea when he got there or how he got there. He just is there.
Bloody hell!
Yes, trading for Philosopher's Stone would be very difficult.
I would have put a bloody bet on you!
Sorry?
Don't do that to me!
Do
what?
what?
Heart attack!
Oh, that... Yes.
That would have been.
Sorry, it's a thing I do. You learn these things when you train with the Igors.
He is fine skills. Well, you are here. What are you wanting to ask?
Oh, I just heard you talking about trading for the Philosopher's Stone. I was getting crumpets. Yes. I'm so sorry. Elves? Really?
Yes, it's terrible people.
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean,
Players with the bows never wanting to fight like proper.
The problem is it's not the elves, it's this bloody order of knights. They just happen to be in elf country.
Knights have a Philosopher's Stone? Oh, that's probably a research society for them. Interesting.
It's either that or do you know what knights are like? They say, ooh, shiny stuff that this dragon had. We'll keep that.
Scale sort of tips his head to one side, has a look of, valid point.
If knights like a stupid one downstairs, it's not a big problem.
If we going to Order of Silver Star building, way to find out why they tried to attack Caedrix.
That is a very
Well, I wish you all luck.
accurate
I should get back to the lab.
observation there, Diesel.
And also crush all skulls so none of them tried to kill Caedrix.
No, it's not that. I've just had a chat with our wooden-headed friend downstairs, and he said it was a personal quest that he set himself to go out and kill a beast, kill a monster. And for some reason, the Dragon Slayer picked a lich. I told you he's not bright.
But they are monster hunters. Yes, we are all monsters here. It is.
I've got a feeling the newer ones, they train themselves for the big beast, the recognizable ones. It's all PR these days. It's all how to get noticed by the big kingdoms and get hired. You kill a giant, you kill a dragon. No one's bothered about how many goblins you've slain, but if you've killed a dragon, you're in.
So we are not bringing dragons.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he was
He
useless.
looked over at dragon. Sorry, use that liability on this one. Maybe for emergency pickup if things get bad.
Okay.
See, this is why when me and Doomy over here fought him, he was useless. He didn't know what to do because we weren't 30 stories high.
It's just like the MWF to be like, okay, if the venue and the event's not high enough to build, they don't give a shit anymore.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure some of them more experienced guys, the older ones, the ones that do the training, they know how to handle those smaller guys. But yeah,
that Mince Vican is such a piece of shit, But anyways.
Gav's little speech had me thinking of Fezzik's a little bit in Princess Bride.
But
fighting gangs for charity,
As opposed to fighting charities for gangs.
Sounds like an amazing job.
At any rate, yes, Scales slinks off with his plate of crumpets and some sort of insect, sort of chitinous wriggly things that he pops in his mouth absentmindedly as he walks away.
Zog is in mid-motion of stealing a crumpet, notices the wriggly things and thinks better.
In any case, it does raise a question of whether we need to be doing this more in a more subdued manner or otherwise. Are we?
Well, first plan was to sneak in and take it, because if in the library, be sneaky, not needing to leave bodies. But if our knights, and in elf country, makes things harder.
I doubt it'll be as simple as simply getting a library card and checking out the stone.
No, we are stealing stone either way.
So yeah, I'd suggest using our friend downstairs as a bargaining chip, but I don't think they'd go for it. I think as soon as we're outside, they'd just rush us, and that's that.
Further to the point, if we do an exchange, they'll know where the Philosopher's Stone is. So, if we need to acquire the stone, but not have it traced back to us.
So we go back to first idea. We do small sneaky team. Go in, get stone. Maybe kill some guys so that make it look good. Then we sneak out.
Yeah, going by our friend's attitude towards the uncivilized races, we ain't doing this by diplomacy now.
He's calling us what now?
And given the fact that the Philosopher's Stone isn't an entity, we can't simply make a homunculus of the Philosopher's Stone to replace it.
Stop it with your bloody homunculus! It's not enough making one of the buggers!
But we are needing Descartes rock for making Hey Monkey Guy.
Listen, the construct had to just propose making constructs for construct's sake, okay?
Tombstone have empty nest syndrome.
You've been reading too many of those books, mate. I'd make a bloody robot if it was easy. If I could make it look anything like blokes got caught in a bloody trash compactor. But much bloody easier.
So we are still needing team. We're sneaky. We're needing best of best here. No
Well,
cutting teeth on this one.
I have an idea that I do not think would actually pan out that well, but it's worth suggesting. If you wish to test the trustworthiness of this rogue that we have in place,
It's not a bad shout. The wizard too, to be honest. There's only the warrior, the knight that's got allegiance to this group. The others are freelance.
if they are mercenaries,
Certainly got the gold.
I'm not sure I have trust in humans.
if we don't have the gold, we certainly have the lead, which we could turn into gold.
Diesel is going to say, if possible to trust sneaky woman and dress-wearing man, then knowledge of place we are trying to break into might be helpful.
You're just sitting there stroking the tuft of fur at the end of his jaw. Not sure if I am trusting them
Is
at all.
big if. Big if.
Also, is an important job for doing thing that boss needs. Again, not for cutting teeth.
Leave it with me. And Zogget's gonna wander off back to the dungeons.
The golem is going to get a refreshing glass of mineral oil in the meantime.
You don't have a mouth. What are you gonna do? Just pour it over yourself?
Yes, that's exactly what he's going to do.
You say, just as Ignatius has the tankard and just starts drinking it, it just starts falling through his jaw.
Damn it.
And then they're just crying.
All right, so you're gonna go down, Gav. You're gonna go talk to the wizard.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else have anything that they want to do, so I can mentally plot out side scenes here?
Not at the moment, although I'm leaning towards just sending us player characters after it.
Yeah.
What? I'm shocked, Eric. Shocked.
I didn't want to just be quite so blunt and just say, look, we're all the guard bosses of the various areas of the tower. We're all around this table. Let's just fucking go.
Listen, okay, listen. The movie doesn't have enough budget to hire these extra stand-ins, okay?
Plus, the audience will feel cheated if we just send off some minions to do it.
Have you seen Thanos' special effects budget?
Yeah, that's why we can't afford the
We don't have enough
extras.
extras.
I don't know. I think that they might be jumping for people they don't have to plaster effects over. Like, oh, thank God, human characters. Put the camera on them as much as possible.
Season 2 is going to be all animated. Screw this live action crap.
You've been watching the Transformers movie again.
The golem goes from being an animatronic.
Barely on the screen.
During the production of this movie, the golem was an animatronic on set. Then during post-production, they replaced it with CGI, and it looks like shit.
So that Thing remake.
Yes.
Hey-o.
You got the reference.
All right. So if anybody else has things they want to do, I'm gonna do. Let me know. But I'm gonna do Zogget's bit with the wizard again. All right, Zogget, you head back down. The wizard is in his. The wizard is sort of sitting cross-legged in his cell on his bed, sort of quite obviously meditating.
Mm-hmm.
He is currently levitating the bowl his food came in front of him as he's doing so.
God damn it! I'm trying to think of a Yoda quote. No, forget it.
Meditating you are.
Yeah, well, I'm a fucking goblin. It's perfect.
Nah.
Oh well.
A sci-fi goblin, no less.
Yeah.
Damn it!
So
Now
I
you
was,
have me. Now you have me Now you have me thinking about it. Oh, fancy mind over matter to you.
I mean, you could just do like Dagobah acting like a crazy hermit Yoda and be like, "No, mine!" Attack the wizard with a stick and steal his food.
So that must come in handy when you want to redecorate your house.
The wizard opens the eye, opens one eye, looks over and says, "Actually, yeah."
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
See,
He
I've got
floats the bowl floats back down down to the floor.
Yeah, I've got a workshop upstairs. I'd love to be able to do that with some of the equipment I've got.
I will take your word for it.
Listen, you know your mate down the hall there. He's part of one of these nightly groups, yeah.
The Order of the Silver Star, yes.
That's them. Are you anything to do with them?
They paid. They were paying my bills for this job. Well, more.
Oh.
Yes. Technically, they were my employers for this particular job. Yes.
Right, but you're not like him. You're not. You're not part of the group, so to speak. You're a mercenary, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, no, that's fine. All it is, what we're trying to do, we're trying to gauge. We're thinking about taking him back because we don't want to let him go in the wild. I mean, we're not sure he'd survive, to be honest. So we're thinking about taking him back and like offering him a peace offering kind of thing. But they're pretty hardcore about killing monsters and stuff. And we kind of want to get a gist of whether it'd be wise for us to just, a bunch of non-humans just showing up, going, "Oh, we've got you, fella."
I suppose it would depend on the particular group of there are members of the Order of the Silver Star who are better educated than others, I guess you could put it.
That's not always a good thing, though, is it?
I sort of more mean in the lines of they are capable of not just attempting to stab monsters when they see them.
Well, it's a start, I suppose.
Also, I will be blunt. For several of you that I saw out in front of the tower, you're not exactly on their usual important hit list, as it were.
That's the impression I got from our friend.
Honestly, the one that would sort of attract the most attention in that manner would be the Gorgon. They're uncommon and widely considered very dangerous. Otherwise, you've got a Doomborn. They're somewhat dangerous, but they tend to show up in numbers, and they're mostly they are very dangerous, but they're not like rare or anything like that. At least not when you're dealing with Jexiel's forces. A gnoll, you're obviously more than a typical goblin, but you're a goblin. Those are fairly common. Skeleton, I mean,
yeah.
I guess the golem would attract interest, but wouldn't be sort of the obvious. Oh my god, a monster we must slay! It's a golem. That could be anything.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm gonna level with you. Okay.
Okay.
We don't like keeping prisoners. We've got lots of cells, but only because every bagger in the area keeps attacking us. So, here's the deal. Not a deal. I don't want to lie to you. This is God's honest truth. I'm going to swear to you now, okay? If we were to let you go, being that you're a mercenary and it's only in it for the pay, and the fact that we've had some very polite conversations, well, 2 anyway, would you be inclined to maybe vouch for us?
Potentially. I mean, especially if I'm being let go, that would be a distinct Yes, that would be a definite. It would incline me to act favorably towards you. Yes.
Okay. I'm not saying it's a done deal. I'm gonna have to
I
run it past.
understand.
I'm gonna have to run it past the others. But if we were to head towards the order with your mate in tow, and we said to them, "Look, we're gonna hand him over. No questions asked. Just don't come back and bugger off and leave us alone." And you're there to vouch for us, then the only thing that we're going to do to you once that's done is let you go.
I would definitely say that you are not intending to attack them at that moment. I would definitely be willing to vouch that you did not intend anything. Depending on what it would depend on whether you were intending to do anything else while you were there, obviously.
Oh, obviously, no. Like I say, I'm God's honest truth. I'll be as straight with you as I can be. Oh, sorry about that. It's my bloody arm. I put some new wiring in last week. I ain't got the gist of it yet.
At any rate, so yeah, he's well. I definitely could get them to. I probably could get them to not attack you when you're turning over the. I suspect, unless they are particularly
grumpy,
aggressive.
So the other thing I wanted to ask as well: what about the local area? Because you must have seen that. Because it's in the Elflands, we know that much, and they're not that friendly either.
I have not much influence with the elves. No, I mean I'm not sure. I think the closest outpost to the Order of the Silver Star is to the south.
Okay.
But
well, look. Okay.
I'm aware that there is an outpost in the Elvenlands. Yes, I think it's some sort of research institute or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one we've heard about. Yeah.
Ah, so you're aware of that one, not aware of the one in south. I see.
Okay. I'm gonna put a mental note of that one. Okay then. So just to lay it out, this is how I'm gonna present it to my friends. Okay.
Sure.
We will take you and him to the Order of the Silver Star. With the intention of handing him over and setting you free, providing you can A, vouch for us if they ask any questions, and B, I won't say keep him under control, but stop him from going all foul creatures, I will smite you nonsense that he's got to punch something. I mean, we're not going to give him a sword, but you know.
I can cast a spell of silence on him during the trip if you'd like.
Oh, thank God!
Oh, thank shit!
You'll do for me, mate. You'll do for me.
You're my new best friend.
All right, leave it with me. I'll come back and see you later.
All right.
Logan's gonna wander back upstairs.
I just love like I could shut him up for you. Oh, thank fuck!
I was waiting for that.
I could cast a spell of silence on him.
It's like done. Forget negotiations. We're
There are
done.
people upstairs I could use that with.
Technically, just saying technically, the golem could have done that as well. I'm just saying.
But it's better if the other human casts spells on the human, not us.
I know. I just wanted to add that it's just like it's another side.
As long as he's gonna walk back upstairs into the
I still got
mess with the group.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm like plenty of sorry, go ahead.
I've had a word with the wizard. How's this for a plan? Yeah. You want us to get close to the tower, yeah? Well, he said he will take us. Keep an eye on the human, the warrior fella.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, as long as we let him go, he'll vouch for us so that they don't immediately rush us and attack us.
Okay, but how is that getting us rock? We are needing magic rock.
Well, that's why we take the rogue. I didn't tell him that.
I'm not trusting Rogue to do job for us.
Well, it's a possibility because we can't keep them forever. We might as well use them while we've got them.
Tingering them is fine, yes. One way or another, they are gone. Be needing space and cells soon anyway. Who knows when next idiot show up?
But the wizard seems to be pretty down with it.
Well,
So we are starting with trying to trade Knight for Magic Rock.
That
If not
that's
works, then we go in.
put it this way: if nothing else, it's a decent cover story to get us to the tower. Because if anybody stops us along the way, we can say, "Well, we've got these guys."
I'm thinking maybe show of force riding dragons.
They're trying to kill dragons.
Oh right, yes. Show of force riding wyverns?
Well-
It's not dragons, they are not caring.
if they're undead dragons, then they would already be dead, so they couldn't be slain. That's
Yeah, you
that's the
are
only
needing
logical
to stop
comment
Iggy
there.
about that. He is not liking that
Well,
terminology.
I'm just trying to come up with ideas. Okay, we've got resources downstairs in the dungeon. I just thought we might be able to use them.
Go
I
ahead.
do appreciate the notion that you put forth. I think that there is merit in your line of thought.
So we are bringing back Knight and Wizard to trade for Magic Rock, and Thief Lady too.
Well, that's up to you. If you want to trust the thief, we use the thief. If we've got a thief of our own, we do that.
No, we are having Thief of our own. No, not using Thief for stealing rock. No, they're not trusting her.
Okay, then we leave her here. We'll take the wizard, take the warrior, use them to basically give us passage through, and then distract the guards. We'll stand at the front gate going, "Look, we're monsters!" Well, one of us sneaks in and gets us down.
Needing more about Tower for knowing where rock is kept. Is good idea.
I mean, maybe the warrior. I don't want to go and talk to him again, to be honest.
My only concern is that, once again, if we do this route, then they will know where the Philosopher's Stone is being kept, and then that is a different bounty on our heads, as it were.
Well, it was an idea. I mean, the only other thing is we do a full frontal assault, steal everything, so they don't know where it is.
Could just be sneaking in and taking it while other things happening. Maybe
Subterfuge is not
maybe
about
leave
it.
clues that every
Mange.
eyeball monster boss is
Mange.
taking it, or pretty boy slave keeper. One of the other dreadlords. Nobody lays liking them.
Yeah, but
Pin
mate,
blame on them.
do you look around, read the room, mate? Do you think any of us can pull off a stealth mission? They could smell you before they'd see you.
It's fine. Humans have terrible sense of smell. Never notice anything.
Diesel is trained in covert sabotage operation.
See, I'm trained in overt sabotage.
I'm just kind of imagining Ignatius in like the warrior's full suit of armor, just pretending to be him, just like waving from the carriage.
Look, in that case, look, okay, that's the alternative then. The alternative I would think would be have you guys distract him, go out the front. Me and Doomy might have a chance to sneak in because I'm adept at the old stealth myself. Not great, but better than you, Mange.
This order of theirs, my understanding is that they like to fight for idiotic notions of honor and glory by killing
The
rare
biggest,
and powerful
baddest,
creatures.
the rarest. Yeah.
I suppose I could operate as a decoy in such a situation.
That's a big risk, to be honest. They would be all over you.
Might be
it's too
what we gotta
complicated.
do.
We are sneaking in. We are taking rock. We are maybe blowing up whole tower. That boss is liking different books we are finding, yeah? He is always liking books.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is we use plan number 1, smash and grab, and then just deal with it when it all turns to shit. Got it.
His best plan! It's simple. No moving parts to get gunked up.
Okay, well, in that case then, let's get this done. And we can let those two. We can empty the dungeons when we get back. There's no point letting them go and letting them warn anybody.
It is not bad idea to send a party for scouting, though. I put together a scouting party ahead of us. It's a good idea.
So grab some sneaky minions, send them off ahead, and then you guys come in as the heavies.
Yep.
Okay.
Now the real question is, do we want to leave anybody behind to watch the tower?
Well, I mean, we still have like our own garrison there.
Yeah, we have our own...
We're just the captains, basically.
I imagine we have more than a few supporting characters to act in our stead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we don't need to worry about protecting this tower per se. We just, Yeah. So yeah, the only thought that I could think of positing would be along the lines of like just either the golem also acting as a decoy of sorts, or the golem assisting in stealth, because, well, I can adjust my spellbook to make either work.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, we're all relatively good at stealth. It's a rating of 7 for all of us, which is
no one here is like outright terrible at stealth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So like we are the protagonists of this story. And so like I again, I don't think you need to overthink about the mechanics of it. And besides, I've noticed this before. Feng Shui is a system where it fails forward really easily. And on top of that, I like to think of us as mutual co-producers of a movie. So we don't need to overcomplicate shit. Things will complicate themselves. And
What?
Be fun.
No.
just like this. The other notion I'll kind of add as an aside before we move on to the next scene is I like the idea of us kind of out of character being kind of in on the fact that we're just setting these characters up for some really big mistakes and just kind of seeing what happens to them. So.
All right.
So, with that being said, I think we can just kind of handle this.
Okay, so the rough general shape of the plan is send an NPC scouting party to find out what the situation, to get you guys some info, and then swoop in and do what you need to do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To get that rock.
Get that rock.
All right, so you're attacking. Yes. All right. Well, not necessarily attacking. All right. So in that case.
It'll be just like Payday 2.
All right, I'm going to. Okay, so now that I know what your actual plan for going to get the rock is, I think that is actually a good break point, so that I have time to plan your plan for that.
Right.
Unless there's any other final.
If there's any other scenes you guys want to handle before you guys head out, there's a little bit I can give to you guys when you basically you will try. We will wrap it when you get to when you guys arrive at the forest. I've got a little scene for that, but I just wanted to get a. Is there anything else you guys want to do before that?
I wouldn't mind a scene with Mange running into the thief while she's wandering around the tower.
Okay, sure. All right. So Mange, she actually is out and about momentarily. She is. She's walking about sort of, it's very, Eric, actually, hang on a second, let me see something. I'll look something up very quickly before I decide on this. All right. Eric, give me a notice check.
Open or closed?
Closed.
6. That's not good.
Eric forgot to add 7.
Yeah.
All right, 7. 6. That's actually that's. All right. She's not being subtle about this at the moment. You are a trained guard. You know when a prisoner is when you know the signs of a thief who's very clearly scouting the place for a job. It is very clear she is looking for escape routes it is very clearly she is looking for escape routes if they are necessary. She is not currently attempting to escape. She's definitely casing the place for escape routes.
Mm-hmm.
Has she noticed me yet?
You are not hard to notice, so yes. You are a 7.5 foot tall knoll, so yeah. She sort of looks at you.
Human lady.
Yes, you're the one with the spike chain, correct?
Yes.
You are very good with that.
Steno is letting you out.
Yeah.
I sort of walk up to her and sort of lean. You are seeing that this is a good place. We are very protective of it.
Understandable.
I lean down and not quite snout to nose. I want to make sure the teeth are at eye level.
Okay.
I give her a big smile. You are Steno's guest, so we are treating you good. You do not want to take hospitality bad. He sort of licks his lips. Bad for health. Be behaving yourself.
She actually grins back at you as she says, I promise you, I intend no harm against anyone here right now.
She is clearly lying.
No, Eric,
right now.
Right now is carrying a lot of weight at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, she said nothing. She said anyone. She didn't say anything about anything.
Yeah,
Yep.
We all know who she's planning on assassinating first. It's the skeleton. I'm just kidding.
Of course it is.
I was thinking she might steal something, but or sabotage something.
The golem is like resting, and all of a sudden, like yoink!
She steals the golem. That would be quite the heist, I have to admit.
Yeah.
It'd be very impressive.
Heist, yes.
Okay, I'm going to drop all pretense of friendliness at this point. You are not understanding. You are only alive because Steno is liking you for some reason.
Oh no, I got that very
feeling you
clearly.
Very slow if you cause problems. At any point. You think you can get out? You will not last long.
Oh, I understood you perfectly clear, monster.
Also, monster is pejorative term. Not allowed here.
You're not making the case for yourself particularly well. She says as she proceeds to walk on by.
You are coming here to kill us. You tell me who is monster.
She looks back at you. Tell me exactly how well your tribe has treated my people. Well, we can trade shits if you'd like.
You know about Mange's tribe. Mange's having no tribe. Why you think Mange is here? Mange is not responsible for all the no's. Mange is responsible for Mange and those that work for Mange. So you are being treated nice. You will be responding in kind. I am not liking what Steno is wanting to do with you, but it is her thing. So you are repaying in kind. You be responsible and good to Tower. Tower be responsible and good to you.
As I said, I understood you perfectly clearly. You made yourself abundantly clear.
Yes, because I am not trusting killer that come to my home. You have already proved yourself to be danger. I am letting you know that we are not soft. That we are kind.
Believe me, I didn't think you were.
Good. Then we are understanding. Be nice. Be good. Not be stealing things.
She walks on.
I just, it's like I was like, I'm just thinking like, we are not soft. By the way, quiche stations are available in the mess hall.
Breakfast is served 7 till 2.
If you hurry, you might be able to get your preferred fillings.
Yeah.
The I was kind of expecting you to go with monster like, hey, that is our word.
God.
Oh man.
All right. Anything else?
I have a little thing I want to do with Steno.
Okay. Go.
Sounds good.
I imagine that some of us are just kind of like waiting around, or maybe just gathering things and stuff. But anyway, technically speaking, Diesel is under Mange's charge, and Mange went off by himself. So Diesel's just kind of like standing around, and while they're kind of standing around, Diesel is very obviously, because social subtlety is not his thing, just kind of like looking at Steno for a bit.
All right. Steno will basically just allow this for a little bit because really she's used to it. But after a little bit, she'll kind of realize that there's a bit more to it than, superficiality,
Mhm.
and will turn to address Diesel. May I help you? You seem to be curious.
You not like others.
There's many ways in which that is a truth. What perspective are you looking at it from?
Captain Hyena Man. Small emaciated man. Small metal goblin. All work for Kairos. But you are like Kairos.
You think I act below the station that I should hold then?
No. Kairos, great man. And
Also, it's
Diesel's going to Diesel's going to lower his head a bit, and then he's going to, after being quiet for a few moments, say, Diesel work for Jakal, but not work like you. Diesel made by Jakal. Entire life implanted in brain. Thoughts, loyalty. Live for Jakal. Die for Jakal. Diesel did not die for Jakal. Eventually, Jakal sent Diesel away. Diesel could no longer live for Jakal. Diesel had not died for Jakal. Kairos, give Diesel place to live. Thing to live for. Thing to die for. You are like Kairos. See someone who is not yours. Say, you can be mine, can have place here. Diesel did not know this was a thing that could happen until Diesel came here.
It is true that there are those who are capable of reaching out and providing kindness to others. There is more in the world than simply control and dominance. In my faith, there is much effort to be understanding of one another. You have read that book of yours. You've mentioned that it is about love, as I recall.
Yes, very popular in barracks.
While I'm not quite certain exactly what the situation presented within that novel is, I must confess I have not read
Many
it.
tawdry love scenes.
I see.
In explicit, excruciating detail.
Many metaphors comparing to flowers and sunlight.
Oh dear.
Waves and deep tremors inside body.
And then Ivory just trying on like, oh my god, what did I ask for?
Diesel will read passage.
Chapter
quite all
1,
right.
page 3.
That is quite all right. You need not do that, although I might borrow it myself next. In any case.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
You opened the door and I'm just like, nope, going for it.
No, I don't expect it to hit yes. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. In any case, there are many feelings and expressions that occur only from acts of kindness, rather than those of callousness or cruelty. Those feelings expressed in that novel, as you describe them, do not come from such hostile notions. Not well, anyway. As such, I find kindness, hospitality, and understanding to be the very foundation that love is founded upon.
And love is important to you.
More than you can imagine.
That is probably true.
Not huge challenge.
Senna will smile at that. Well,
Diesel
I mean,
not sure why. Diesel not sure why books like this, popular in barracks, goes back to before Diesel made. But Diesel think it may be because Doomborn not feel these things. Not meant to feel these things. Positive emotions.
It would stand to reason, with what I have heard of your progenitor. Such things would be unnecessary in an expendable soldier. It is a most tragic fate. I hope I do not come across as condescending in saying that you and those like you have my sympathy.
Diesel is going to look very confused by this. Why need sympathy? Doomborn. Serve, die, strong.
But does that make you happy?
Is Diesel's going to like shift around and is going to say, not happy, but only thing. without purpose. Why?
In that respect, you and I are more alike than you might realize. But, that being said, one's fulfillment can take many forms. It might come from the serving of a lord. It might come from the company one shares with those close. It might come from a job well done. Wherever one's fulfillment comes from, I believe that it should be joined by happiness.
And that is why you feel sympathy for Doomborn.
Indeed. With what is expected of you, there's no time to learn of happiness. Or at least, so the stories go, as I understand them. You have a rare opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Since none here are asking for you to give your life, you have a chance to learn of happiness.
These are not certain how to feel of this.
I understand. I hope that you will one day learn how to.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right. So, anything else?
1 second.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I would like to say that cinematographically, like during that scene, there would have been scenes where it would have briefly cut to Ignatius like writing a letter as they were talking about loved and loved ones,
Right.
Mhm.
and you see the message, you see like references to his wife and saying, "I'm sorry, I can't come to see you right now. Maybe soon. How are the kids?"
Oh, Ash.
I'm a skeleton.
He does that bit, and then he just kind of like wads it up, and he throws it away, and he starts writing it over again.
Oh, Ash.
Yeah, in my mind, I was thinking of just as I describe various forms of like what makes life worth living for various people. Like we do actually see, the various things that make the cast tick.
I'm curious as to what we all would think would make the golem tick, because
I'm just waiting for the bit where like Diesel suddenly becomes like he has a massive existential crisis, and it's just like, whoa.
He doesn't feel that strongly, is the thing, though. So.
yeah.
I like the idea of during the conversation with the thief when she mentions like everything Knowles have done to her people. There's a brief flashback to his time in the slave pits with humans beating and torturing him.
Mm-hmm. The golem's just like the poor golem does not add any gravitas to any of this shit.
Well, hell, I mean, even putting aside Ignatius's letter, maybe even just like during part of the conversation, is just kind of panning around the mess hall, with people hanging out and having a good time. So.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the last scene of that is Ignatius kind of like folding up the letter, putting it into like a thing to be sent away. And he's like, Zolgit, point, do it.
All right.
Ready, pull.
All right, so you have the U6 and Mange's scout force, which is comprised mostly of bugbears and goblins.
They're very sneaky.
They are. You arrive at the Black Woods, where where there's a fairly sizable elven nation, as it were. And your scouts sort of fan out and vanish into the woods. So is your plan to wait for them to come back, or are you going to move into the forest behind them?
Best to get a recon report, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for a recon report so they can break a trail for us, and then
Okay.
we'll, yeah. I
All right,
imagine we're all on like weird esoteric mounts, also.
Probably, yeah. It takes a couple hours, but one of the goblins comes back. She comes back. She's very clearly looks a bit harried, like she's been
Zola,
diving.
what is going wrong? Is everything okay? Where are
Oh,
those?
just sorry, boss. Just had to dodge a few elven patrols, and there are some rather nasty brambles in there.
Oh, I am understanding. But everyone is
And
okay.
one dick rabbit.
Yeah?
I'm hoping the rest of the lot are okay, but haven't seen them yet. But I do have a path that's mostly clear. She pulls out a map a quick map she sketched. If you take this route this way, you should be able to get to the tower reasonably clean. Don't venture this far out. Don't venture too far off to the east. Zag. Yeah. Let's just say there are some the sentient blackthorns out there.
Oh, those, yes, I am hearing of those. It's unfun.
Zag's,
Is he being okay? We can get him healing.
How good are you putting things back together?
You're back.
On way back, we, teaching Blackthorn's lesson. No one hurts our people.
Yeah. Okay.
Zola, you are doing good work. We are proud of you.
Thanks, boss. Yeah. Oh, right. Keg said something about he was investigating something. That's one of the bugbears. He went off to the west. Have not heard back from him since. The others are in position to keep an eye on the fortress while you and the others move in. So they can bird dog for you guys if need be.
Is good, thank you. Solo, you rest up. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Wait for Keg.
Understood.
When we come back, if Keg is not back, we go looking for Keg.
Okay. I'll watch your backs.
Is good. He gives her a pat on the back.
She nearly falls over. I mean, again, Goblin Knoll.
Right.
Goblin Knoll Golem. We got a bunch of G.
Yes. All right. So you move into the forest to advance on the tower, and this is where we will wrap so that I have time to actually plan for this. All right. We need to pick someone to roll the die of awesome.
So
who wants to have the honor there?
It should rotate. Is my one.
I think we should give it to Zoggett. Gav this time.
Okay.
Sure. All right.
Actually,
Just slash R.
Does this button work?
One or two.
Aww.
Close.
Nope, not this week. You do not awesome up this week.
All right. Well.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for playing. I hope you guys all had fun. If you're watching us, I hope you guys enjoyed as well. We'll be back next week with more of this, assuming we're all available.
Hooray!
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 Yep.
Huzzah!
Yes. Yes, Tales of the Ivory Tower will continue next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed, etc.
And maybe our action game will have a little more action in it.
Well, yeah, this was a setup session. I mean, that happens.
It's important
Sometimes.
to build the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need more time to establish the characters.
Yeah.
We do.
I think
Right.
this was a really, really fun session. So.
I'm glad you guys had fun, and we will. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye everyone.